My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Every single week, we break down full UFC fight cards. We give you our picks, our bets, and our fantasy plays. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any of our content. And we're also giving away $50. Anybody who goes to WeWantPicks.com/bets, signs up with one of our 5 betting partners, and makes a deposit, will get $50 from us. Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, however you want it. And this is brought to you by EarnU.io. EarnU.io is the world's first sports and esports prediction game, allowing you to earn crypto risk-free. Check it out now at EarnU.io. Next up at UFC Vegas 55, we have Eryk Anders taking on Jun Yong Park. Eryk Anders is 14-6 overall, 2-1 in his last 5, and he's coming off a submission loss to Andre Muniz. Jun Yong Park is 13-5 overall, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off a KO to Gregory Rodriguez. And Eryk Anders is a wrestler with pretty good striking. He mixes his punches and kicks really well together, and he has okay speed. He does keep his hands too low, which has gotten him trouble in the past. His path to victory in I Mike Tyson that sentence.
Whoa, let's not disrespect. Hey, Mike, that wasn't me. I'm not disrespecting you, Mike. It's this guy. Jesus, man, you're going to disrespect Mike like that? What's Mike ever done?
Well, his path to victory in most fights is his wrestling. And I'm saying wrestling and not grappling because it isn't grappling. It's just wrestling. He gets the takedowns. He doesn't really look for submissions. He just looks to pound on you from there. And he does that really well. And what he does specifically really well is as people look to stand up, he completely disengages and he just starts throwing heavy. So if he's got you against the cage, you're scrambling back up to your feet, he will take 2 steps back and then just start blasting you as you're like out of sorts trying to stand up. And he does that really well, and he's done that in the past. Jun Yong Park is he's a pretty well-rounded fighter. He has a very nice jab, good cage control, solid setups and takedowns. He's pretty good everywhere but dangerous nowhere, meaning he doesn't have the power to KO anybody. He doesn't have the submissions to submit anybody, and he can't really get people out of fights. But he has grinded out solid wins over people like Tefan Chukwi and Marc-Andre Barrel. He has solid striking differential, around 5-4. He averages almost 3 takedowns per fight, and he's got enough cardio to maintain that pace for 3 full rounds, which he needs because he's not getting anybody out of there in under 3 rounds. And the odds surprised me here because Park is more than a 2-1 favorite. I thought for sure when I was doing this breakdown that Anders would be the favorite. I like Anders in this fight. I think his toughness, his power, his wrestling will be the difference. Park is definitely the better overall fighter, but like I said before, he's just not dangerous. He doesn't have the striking to knock out Anders. His BJJ isn't good enough to submit him. And the only path for Park is if he's able to get his wrestling going and just ride out a decision on top. So I just don't see that. He can do it. He doesn't really have normal takedowns. He relies on trips and pressure. I don't think it's going to work, so I'm going Anders. I like Anders to win. The bet that I will probably place, though, is a plus 3.5 bet. So Angela Hill let me down last week with that bet, but all I need Eryk Anders to do is win 1 round. That's it. If he can win 1 round, I buy 3.5 points on the judges' scorecards, and I'll win my bet. That's it. If he wins the fight outright, great. I'll still get paid. But if he wins 1 round and loses a decision, I still get paid. WeOnPicks.com/bets. You sign up. It's Bet Online that has that bet. Make a deposit. I send you 50 schmackarootses. Jakey boy, what do you think?
Yeah, literally everything you said is 100% correct. And I'll be honest with you, I have not picked my lock of the week this week, but I am leaning towards Eryk Anders because of the fact you mentioned with Park, there's just no I don't see the danger in Park. And when I'm picking lock of the week, one of the first things I look at is the opponent dangerous? If the opponent is dangerous, I don't want that type of fight because obviously they can finish a fight. That's why I picked against Caitlyn, not dangerous. I picked against Tracy Cortez, not dangerous. Those people are not dangerous. When I look at Park, I see the same type of thing. Well-rounded. You mentioned the jab, and fantastic jab, and he will just jab, and then try to throw bombs off those jabs, and then try to work for takedowns. But as good as his offensive wrestling is, which is it's good. It's not great. It's not dominant, but it's good. As good as offensive wrestling is, we've seen him have issues on the back. Against Gregory, he had issues. Gregory is a different level, grappler and, with his jiu-jitsu and stuff, but we've seen him on his back and struggle to get up, and if Eryk Anders is able to get those takedowns, I can see him controlling the fight in the same way that we've seen Park get controlled in the past. So the second thing I look at for lock of the week is, does my person, the underdog, have a clear advantage somewhere, right? So I'm looking for someone, they're fighting somebody not dangerous, and do they have a clear advantage somewhere? And for this, in this fight, I think the clear power advantage is with Anders. If he lands a solid strike, it's going to be issues. That Darren Stewart fight, the first one before the no contest, he was beating the brakes off of Darren Stewart. The power was there. You don't see Park doing that to people. So I like Eryk Anders in the wrestling. I like his power advantage. I don't like the speed. You mentioned he's not the fastest guy in the world, and I think he's going to have some issues with Park's jab. Jab, 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 but I don't see the dangers in Park. I understand that he could ride this out to a decision win. I'm taking Eryk Anders in the fight. I'm with you 100%. I think these odds are wide. I think Anders has a power advantage. I think he can use his offensive wrestling to control this fight if he wants to. I'm going Eryk Anders, and he might end up being lock of the week. We're going to find out Wednesday. There's a few other people I like. Chase. I really feel Chase, but Parker Porter. But Eryk Anders, I'm going Eryk Anders' fight.
Yeah, so we're both aligned on the underdog here. I'm going to do that safety net 3.5 bet. DraftKings, I might do it. We'll see what my lineup ends up looking like, but $7,200. Listen, Jun Yong Park was just knocked out. He was just knocked out. Eryk Anders has that power. So it's not ridiculous that Park is going to get knocked out 2 fights in a row.
Yeah,
so,
and Park will brawl. I mean, he uses that jab, but against Gregor, you saw when he starts going, he will start to brawl, and Anders is going to have the advantage in those exchanges.
Yeah, so I may have him in my lineup at $7,200. There's definitely upside there, because if there's a finish, it's on the Anders side. Jun Yong Park could rack up some solid DraftKings points with takedowns, control time, and maybe he's coming off a knockout, so he's going to come in and fight super conservative and just try to hold him against the cage, take him down immediately. I don't know, but Eryk Anders is definitely the pick. Monkey Knife Fight strike line, 58 to 84. 84 seems high to me. 84 seems very high. I think this is a less or a more less. 84 seems very high to me.
I mean, he really pumps that jab out there, and this is probably going to go all 3 rounds. And if he's pumping that jab, it just depends on if Anders is able to get the takedowns, honestly.
Well, both of these guys have high takedown averages, 2 to 3. So, there should be takedowns in this fight is what, historically both of their fights tell you. So my Monkey Knife Fight play is more or less. Check it out. WeAllPicks.com/MKF. You sign up, you make a deposit. They instantly match that deposit up to $100. Take their free money, play some of these lines, and you can win some money. And if you want 50 free bucks, you could take the 50. Go to WeAllPicks.com/bets. Sign up with any one of our 5 betting partners, make a deposit, and we send you $50 as a thank you.